Welcome back to the Reborn. I'm playing as Essie right now, and we have got a mission. We are getting close to the point where we're going to want to resolve this community, which means it's time to go hunting plague hearts. Now, this is in the non-beta version of the game, where attacking plague hearts is an optional thing that you kind of save until the end when you're finally ready to legacy. We just announced a new feature on our last State of Decay 2 stream that's going to make that not the case, where if I wanted to claim this outpost or this outpost, I was going to have had to destroy the plague hearts that were nearby. So right now I'm sort of taking advantage of the fact that this is now an older version of the game. And actually, my warlord just spawned a mission that I'm going to have to go take a look at, because I think it might actually be impossible in the beta. It's a mission that requires you to claim an outpost near a plague heart, and I don't think that's a thing you're going to be able to do anymore once plague territory comes out. Whoa! Is Mama Tinker raiding me or something? I just got a bunch of raid emojis. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand. Oh, hey, the tank, so before the show, we were talking about animes that we watch, and the tank is recommending Parasite. That does look like a highly gory show. You're right. I haven't actually watched it, but it certainly does look like you got to be in the right mood for that kind of thing. Anyway, so one of the things we accomplished last session was recruiting some people that should make it possible, yes, for me to make C4. 6 C4 charges at a time. Unfortunately, we're low on circuitry, so that's how many C4 charges we can actually get. Fine, that's fine. So we're going to grab that C4. Where is it? There it is. We're going to grab that C4. We're going to drop this, get some decent stuff. We're going to grab some fire to deal with ads. And maybe a couple of grenades. And what kind of gun do I... Oh, I've got no kind of gun. I have no kind of gun. Well, that's not helpful at all. We should definitely have some kind of gun. Let's see, this M1A... Is that... See here. How fast does this one fire? Okay, good. It's not like a... I accidentally grabbed a character on the State of Decay 2 stream yesterday. I accidentally grabbed a bolt-action rifle that I thought was semi-automatic, and it made it way harder to, fight a million zombies around a plague heart. This one does not seem to be in that category. And let's go manufacture ourselves some more 7.62, because we have got an armory, and we can have whatever bullets we want. So let's just... not the greatest... efficiency level there, but whatever. All right, I think we're good to go on that. Actually, I wonder, can we currently manufacture... Nope, we can't manufacture anything decent here because we don't have a mechanic. That's right. No mechanic, no engineer. So we can't build fancy looking brakes. That's what I was thinking of doing, was making a brake for this thing, so they can do even more damage. Whoa, people are like throwing bits at me and things. What you doing? Okay, so should I bring a friend? I just realized. Cowpuncher's looking fit. Boots looking okay. I can't actually tell how sick these people are. Yeah, it doesn't give me a... Why don't we give you a percentage or whatever? We should definitely give you a numerical value so you can check what level of sickness people have. Check sickness amount on character panel. What is wrong with us? Holy crap. That's really important information. I don't have it on the screen. What's wrong with me? Okay. Well, I guess we'll go talk to some of these people and find out what's up. Too old to game? Is insisting on using outdated terminology for our upcoming feature. See, that's the danger of coming up with... Oh, what's your inventory like? Okay, let me take some of this stuff you don't need. And let's get you some... Let's see here. We can drop... You do not need this textbook. Let's grab you some bandages. Here, you have some bandages. I'll take these 357 rounds you're randomly carrying around in your pocket like they're a luck charm or something like that. Okay. Anyway, there is always a danger in coming up with temporary names for things. It's kind of like, I mean, the whole reason the Xbox is called the Xbox is because when it had no name, that was a placeholder name that people used for it. Okay, we've got gas for this car. This is the Bunnymobile, though. I don't know. Is Essie allowed to drive the Bunnymobile? Maybe if she's trying to blitz plague hearts. Maybe she can do it if she's blitzing plague hearts. So, let's go up and hit these guys. But yeah, so like with the Plague Territory feature, we went through several different internal names for them. And so originally I called them, in the first pitch document that I wrote for the feature, I called them Plague Spheres of Influence. It was completely placeholder. It was just, hey, here's an idea. Each Plague Sphere, there we go. Each Plague Heart has got a sphere of influence around it. And in that sphere of influence, oh, I missed my turn off. In that sphere of influence, there's certain things that are true. You can't claim sites, stuff like that. And, I was like, oh, we'll come up with the real name for these later. Wow, for some reason... What is up with my frame rate? What has happened? I've never seen this before. This is bizarre. My frame rate just dropped to almost nothing. Yeah, it's still happening. Wow. Hold on, let's... Now, I don't know how far away from my car I'm going to be when I come back, but that was untenable. We can't play the game that way, so I've never seen that before. That is bizarre. Okay, let's hope that it's recovered when I come back. I'd hate to have to, like, restart my console while we're sitting here chatting. Anyway, I guess while I'm reloading the game, yeah, so we call them Plague Spheres of Influence, and just reduced that, to Plague Spheres to talk about them colloquially. And we kept going through different ideas. For a while, we were calling the feature Plague War. Because... Oh, good. We're right next to the machine. Great. We were calling it Plague War because it just seemed like a very, a nice, cool, catchy term. But then I immediately started regretting it. Because if you tell people, oh, hey, we're advertising a new feature called Plague War, they imagine a much bigger feature than this is. Oh, hello. Okay, so you deal with those zombies. Oh, get off! Oh, wait, I thought I'd already dropped a thing. There we go. Oh, gosh, there are so many of you. Ha 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 ha! That's how that goes. Oh, wait. Oh, feral? Oh, get off me. Oh, well, nicely done, Boots. You know what? I'll just leave that to you, man. Okay, one problem I've got is... Oh, wow. We have like a whole horde of zombies coming after us? Well, I'm glad that Boots is in go loud mode right now. I wish, however, that my gun was in better shape. I guess we'll try to take this plague heart without my gun and head back to base to fix it up real quick. Wow. They're calling out the same mission again. Okay, so where is the plague heart in this place? Oh, there's a plague zombie. Ah, hello. Oh, there's a bloater. Okay. Seems like things got worse when we blew out the plague heart, so let's get out of here. Hey, idiot. Boots, what you doing? Oh, a feral. Oh, come on. All right, you good, Boots? Looks like he's putting on his, bandages. But yeah, anyway, so now we're gonna have this, like, you know, nugget of our player base who are just gonna call them plague spheres forever because we left that random piece of internal jargon loose in the wild. But, you know, at least we didn't go with Plague War. I think that would have been a bad move. That name was my idea originally. I thought, oh wow, this sounds really catchy. And then afterwards, like a few weeks afterwards, I was like, no, this is a bad name for this feature. We need the feature to sound we need a name that basically sounds good, but is also simple and direct and just tells people exactly what the feature is and doesn't imply that there's more to it than that. Okay, come on. This guy just keeps getting into trouble, man. All right, I'm gonna go fix this rifle up. Don't care about that mission. Okay, let's reload. Let's grab the rest of our 7.62 while we're here. And so how badly is my partner doing? Where is my partner? There he is. Okay, let me just deal with this zombie so you all can quit being distracted. Okay, how are you, Cowpuncher? 73%. How about you don't follow me anymore? Who else can I grab? Oh, Boots. Okay, Boots is, yeah, he's at zero nastiness, so that's good. Let's see what you've got. Oh, you got a 45 pistol. Can we get you something more useful than that? Here is a 45 submachine gun. I think you might like this better, buddy. So here's your 45 submachine gun. You can equip that. Give me the pistol back. And I'll drop the pistol. Okay, let's go. More plague hearts. All right, I am completely falling behind. Oh, yeah, so the tank, I think probably somebody else, too, is bringing up the idea that we could have called it plague zones. That actually was. That was another term we used. So, yeah, so we called them plague spheres, we called it plague war, we called them plague zones prior to coming up with plague territory. And yeah, and the tank nails exactly why we didn't go with plague zones. Is because we already call our difficulty levels zones. We got the dread zone, the green zone, the lethal zone, whatever. And so having another use for the word zone that has nothing to do with difficulty levels would have been a terminological nightmare. So even though actually, I'm pretty sure that was actually the terminology for the invisible zones that would spawn plague, like plague zombies, prior to actually making them visible on the map. It seemed like the perfect term for them. There's no way we could go with zones for that reason. Tank says that he really likes the idea that there's this visible miasma that can be seen all over the map when you're looking at plague territory. Yeah, so when you're sort of like, because there's this sort of I'll point it out when we get there. There's this sort of red drippiness in the air that you can see whenever you're close to a plague heart. And we basically, so our effects artist, Gronk, basically came up with sort of a newer, like more efficient, less expensive version of that, so that we could put it more places on the map. So that rather than only restricting it to just the immediate area, you see this stuff that's rising from the ground? This sort of like, well, now it just disappeared for no reason. But this this sort of plaguey fog stuff in the air, instead of only being able to do that right next to a plague heart because it was expensive, he made a version of it that was more efficient, so we could put it a lot more places. And so now, anytime you're within a much larger bubble around a plague heart, you kind of see this stuff in the air, and it's sort of indicating to you that you're in an area that is not yours. That there's like gross reasons why you can't claim territory in that area. Okay, where are you? Ah, there you are. Hello. Let's just drop one of these right here. And let's just hit this a few times. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. No! I was trying to dodge, you jerk! Whew, okay. Okay, that's funny. I accidentally set off the C4. That was actually not intentional. Okay, well, this stuff seems useful. We'll grab mostly this. You deal with that zombie. I'm gonna run this stuff out to the car. Let's see here. So No One My said that we missed out on the chance to use the phrase "the danger zone." So and is making a Kenny Loggins reference. We actually did use that term in State of Decay 1. Oh no! In State of Decay Lifeline, we used the term danger zone to describe these areas that would just infinitely spawn the worst zombies you could imagine, to explain why you couldn't go into the city. Because the city was overrun. And so we put these areas that looked like they were supposed to be access points to the city, except they would just be completely full of zombies to sort of justify that decision. And we called those the danger zone. So actually, that was one of my recommendations when we were naming the lethal zone. Was I was like, we could call it the danger zone. And but we ended up going with lethal for various reasons. It's kind of funny, like, at first we got a bunch of negative reactions to the name Lethal Zone. Like, people were like, oh, why didn't you call it this? Why didn't you call it that? But now everyone's just sort of used to it, and it's fine. And I think that actually kind of speaks to, it's probably not necessary to have the level of anxiety about naming things that people sometimes have. Like, sometimes, as long as you don't have a name that's actively bad, it's just fine to have a name that's just kind of, it's the name of that thing. And people get used to it, and it more becomes about, not their feelings about the name, but their feelings about the thing. Oh, hi, zombies. Okay, those guys are attacking my friend. I gotta get him killed. There we go. Oh, nope. Some of them were not plague zombies. Okay. Whew. Whoa, still a lot of zombies here. Oh, wait, I never set off my... Dang it. Oh, there's another feral. The one thing I have not tested yet, with the new larger, I guess I might as well set this off. I thought I had already set it off. That's weird. Maybe I dropped an extra one by accident. Anyway, with the new, you know, Plague Territory feature, it's probably, I wonder if we're going to have so few regular zombies in the area because we're basically extending out the area that spawns, you know, plague zombies. And so I think that might mean there'll be mostly plague zombies around. So even the ads that you attract to your battle will all be plague zombies. So actually, that final shockwave that exists everywhere but lethal zone, that might actually be more effective. And there might be fewer ads that can just sort of stick around and get you killed. Huh. Hadn't thought about that. Definitely worth checking out. So let us know if you play the beta. Let us know if that's a problem. If you find, you know, fighting plague hearts, you know, less fun or more fun because of that effect, or if that effect doesn't really happen at all. Okay, so I've got to stop for a second because I have a shortage of repair kits and I need to pick some up. So, grab those. Mistprod is like, I love how he doesn't care about his crew. He's just like, all right, guys, get those zombies. I'll do this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really much of a, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just playing with the attitude of a warlord. You know? We do what must be done. So, Boots, how are you doing? 45%? Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Okay, so we are out of C4. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep these bullets. Oh, because feral. Oh, gosh. Okay. Everybody just gather around the plague heart, okay? Gather around. Gather around. Oh, crap. Okay, good. They did actually hit it. There we go. 6 bullets left. We're fine. Oh. I still get hit by the gas cloud? I hate that. The plague explosion should definitely kill the gas cloud. Ooh, but that AK-47 has got the bullets I need. Let's actually, I don't really care about plague samples right now. Let's grab that. Can I drop things? Yes, I can drop things. Yeah, you know what? Fine, we'll pick up more plague samples. We're probably going to get sick on this trip anyway. Might as well be picking up plague samples. Okay, okay. How you doing? How you doing, Boots? 58%. Oh, yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You're totally fine. Actually, let's drop this off. Okay, so I think maybe we've got one more in us this session before we should probably, just in the interest of safety, head back home. So what do you think? Is this Heart of the Bunnylord? Is that the title of this video, since we're just blasting through plague hearts? Stealthy Assassin says the container fort here is a super, super good base for long-term communities. I agree. Mostly just because it takes beds off the table. It lets you sort of invest in a lot of other things by not making you worry about beds. Oh, every time. I felt like I... Yeah, I knew he's coming out that door. Okay, everybody catch on fire. Good job. Oh, you too, buddy. There we go. Oh, we got some good stuff in here. More 762. Nice. Sure, we'll grab some more heals. Oh, wait, this has got an advanced suppressor on it. That seems valuable.
Okay, this stuff is heavy.
All right, was that it? Or I don't know. Can we do another one? We just got some more equipment. Boots, how you doing? 76%. Oh, I don't know. Okay, well you know what? We're kind of loaded down. I kind of don't want to get rid of any of this stuff. Oh wait, we gotta. Oh, hold on. We've got an outpost. Maybe we can make this work. Do you think we can get all of the hearts in one session? Maybe we can get all of the hearts in one session. Hold on. Let's... Okay, I think Boots is probably down for the count. But... Okay, let's drop that off. Let's... equip this,
A lot of stuff to carry.
but detach the mod. And let's reload our gun. Oh, just got one bullet left. Great. So this stuff, I don't need to carry 3 of these at once. Let's drop off all the plague hearts. Now, do we have any other useful explosives? I mean... Not really. But what else can we manufacture? Now, we can't do C4. We could get a few more pipe bombs, though. Let's grab some pipe bombs, at least. And a smoke grenade? Sure, let's grab a smoke grenade. And then let's grab a few things out of our trunk. Like
That's pretty heavy.
this and this. Drop that off. We don't need these right now. It's fine. All right, and then come here. Come inside. Come here, buddy. Okay, let's switch to you. And let's swap for somebody else. Somebody that we don't mind bringing with us, because they seem fairly safe. I mean, Andrea's been healing for a while. I'm sure she's fine. Oh, yeah. Andrea's great. No big deal. Let's still keep being Essie, though. Now, Essie is fighting infection, but I think for the sake of just keeping her safe... Oh, we're out of cure? Let's make some cure. We're bringing home plenty of samples. All right. I think we're in good shape. How am I on 21? 21 is fine. Well, I don't know. It's going to take a lot of ammo. But let's make sure we got enough 7.62. Okay. And oh wait, Andrea, what are you packing? 9 mil? Sure. For now, that'll be fine. Let's go. So sorry I have not been keeping up with the chat. This has been an action-packed session that needed a lot of my attention. Stealthy Assassin says that they love that most of the guns in the game are civilian versions. Yeah, that was pretty intentional. Basically, when our artists were coming up with guns that they wanted to make, a lot of the time what they were trying to think of was what guns would you actually be likely to find in the places that our characters are searching. So we've got some military firearms, that you find in military sites, but most of our world is made out of civilian locations, and so that means that that most of the time what you should find out here is civilian versions of these weapons. A lot of them, like you got a civilian Uzi that's semi-automatic. You usually think of the Uzi as being that, that rapid-fire submachine gun. But actually, no. If most people who have an Uzi, it's only semi-auto. Oh, come on. Is that going to hit literally no zombies? Anyway, so Plague Heart is not in this room. Okay, Plague Heart. There you go. Hey there. There we are. Oh. Oh, come on. Again, drives me crazy we don't clear the gas. Getting so many meds out of this. Well, here's a gun for my partner anyway. And a Willie Pete. Hey there, Andrea. Can I give you this gun? Uses the same ammo, but it fires faster. And we'll drop that off and go to the next Plague Heart. We're going to do this. Oh, come on. All right, here we go. Kim Sabims is pointing out that somebody's made a video of a duplication cheat, or a duplication exploit, I guess, in our game. I'm pretty sure, I've heard people talk about it, I'm pretty sure that people around the office know about that already, and I don't know, I think it's just gotta find the right time. Figure we'd take care of that the easy way. All right, let's go. Hello, zombies. Oh, get off me. Okay, if you've got the zombies. Oh, whoops. That was a little close to me. I guess tossing a pipe bomb into the next room isn't the smartest move. Of course, there's a freaking feral. I should have preemptively... Oh, it's still gassy? Get away from me. Oh my gosh. Where's my partner? Oh, there she is. Oh, she looks like she's in trouble. I'm in trouble. This is suddenly going very badly. Okay, hopefully everybody's staying on fire. Okay, we did it. We did it. How are you doing? Okay. Okay, you seem fine. Are you fine? I'm not fine. And I think that we might have to hit up an outpost if I'm gonna heal my heal my very deep wounds. Okay, let's what we got in here? Ooh, repair kit. Nice. Food, nice. 22. Yeah. 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 All right. Let's see what we got in this car. Nothing. All right. So, rather than hitting the next plague heart, let's hit up an outpost. Get ourselves all healed up. We've got folks in the chat talking about the lack of female freaks in the game. Yeah, that I actually issued like a mea culpa about that on the State of Decay 2 stream at some point fairly recently. I forgot which video it was, but I was basically like, yeah, no, we made a classic mistake there. Like, we intended to have female freaks, but because we scheduled them after the male freaks, they're what got cut. And that's a mistake that a lot of game developers make, is that, you know, they have all of these, you know, quote unquote, you know, good intentions about what they're going to, you know, the representation they're going to have in their game, but because of the priorities that they set, they end up, you know, being sort of forced by circumstance or whatever to fail at those ambitions. And they, you know, and at the time they're like, oh man, it sucks that that we're forced to cut these things, that we're forced to cut, you know, whatever form of representation we were going to include. And yeah, in that moment, oftentimes they really don't have a choice. But the point where they made the mistake wasn't at the point where they decided to make the cut. It was earlier on when they decided to set priorities that made, you know, because whatever your lowest priority is, that's the thing you're probably going to end up cutting. And so when you set your priorities up front, if you have, you know, all of, say, the male characters be first and the female characters be last, then you're going to end up cutting the female characters. And at the beginning, you're like, oh, yay, we're going to have, you know, all this gender representation. It's going to be great. And you feel really good about yourself. But if you don't take into account the fact that, you know, you're going to be cutting things off the end, then you're going to end up screwing it up. And it's still going to be your fault. It's only like, you know, the fact that there's no female freaks in the game, that was our fault. It was not, you know, malicious, but, you know, you know, maliciously avoiding representation is bad. But, you know, falling out of it by accident, also bad, because, you know, I mean, it doesn't really matter at some point, you know, your intent does matter in one way, you know, like whether or not you are a decent person, your intent matters to that. But ultimately, if you care at all about the actual outcome, then making mistakes and accidents that lead to bad outcomes, that's also a problem, you know, and that's also something that you need to work on correcting. You can't just sort of be like, oh, well, we didn't mean it, so it's fine. You know, it's like, you got to still say, you know, explain how you're going to do better than you have in the past. Okay, so we are really short on stuff. So I'm just going to grab a bunch of fire, a bunch of good fire. Hopefully that'll be enough to take out one last plague heart. Oh, I'm also getting tired. That's going to be a problem. Let's use a coffee. Let's use a first aid kit. How are you doing? You seem like you're in trouble. Oh, blood plague victim. 17 minutes? What? No. No. Hold on a second. Not that. This. I didn't know you had blood plague. I'm so sorry. Here you go. There you go. So how are you otherwise, Andrea? Are you fine? Let's have a look at Andrea's health. Is she? There we are. Not too bad. Are you carrying bandages? You got bandages. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. You'll be okay. One more plague heart. You're gonna be fine. One more plague heart. That horde's probably going to be a problem. Oh, I forgot that we have special dialogue for the final plague heart. That's adorable. Wait, where is it? Oh, it's in the next building. It's not even there. It's over here. Here's the door. Okay, get away, get away. Thanks. No. Bad feral. Okay, no, this is a problem. Okay, it's just, the zombies are like passing the fire around, which is great. It's eventually to kill them all, but it's taking a long time. There we are. Oh, except that guy. That's it. That was the last plague heart. Andrea, you got this? You're worried they're gonna get up? Here, this is how you make them not get up. Yeah. Okay. Grab all this stuff. Why not? All right, let's head home. Maybe I'll try to catch up with the chat that I've just been ignoring this entire time. Oh, yep, don't even have space. Let's go. All the way back home. Over here. Oh, there's a zombie threat at home, because that's what we needed. All right, let's see. Oh, Cog says there's a rock with some great art on it nearby that I could show off. I'm not sure what rock you're talking about, Cogs. Otherwise, I'm sure I would. And I'm betting it'll be hard to direct me there, so I'm just gonna keep going if that's cool. By the self-storage base? Oh well, I'm already far away from that. Oh well. Again, we got this bug with the flashing objective icon. I don't know what's up with that. Oh, so, Vold asks if adding female freaks is still possible. I think right now we're not staffed to add any kind of elaborate changes to the set of characters that we've got. And so I wouldn't expect us to add any new characters anytime soon. But this franchise is not over, and I'm hoping that as we keep going into the future, that we'll get more opportunities to make sure that we do a better job at handling issues like that. So Albert's daddy's looking over my shoulder at my Lego Voltron, and it says that that thing is bigger than my son. Yeah, so my son and I got really into the modern Voltron cartoon while that was a new thing. So like every night before bed, we would watch a Voltron episode together, and so we got super into it. So I've got a lot of positive associations with Voltron. Actually, one of my former coworkers was on the team that made that show, so lots of connections to it. Really like it. And I think we've got this under control. Let's, I mean, watch me get somebody killed during the incoming siege now. It's going to be great. All of that Plague Heart annihilation. So yeah, so that I expect that's actually going to be the last time I ever do the final, end of the Legacy Plague Heart Blitz, because once Plague Hearts actually can take over parts of the map, and you can't really, secure areas, you can't really claim outposts or claim new bases in any of those places until you've killed the Plague Hearts. I'm going to be fighting Plague Hearts, during the game, like just during the middle of the body of the game, a lot more. And that sense of, well, okay, it's time to Legacy, let's just kill all the Plague Hearts. I mean, there probably are going to be some stragglers, at the very end when I decide it's time to Legacy, but I think it's not going to be the same scale of Blitz that we just did. I don't know, we'll see. That's our intent anyway. We want the Plague Hearts to be more of an everyday, constant part of the gameplay, rather than just being this sort of perfunctory thing you do at the end. We'll find out if that actually works the way we intend. You always have good intentions when you're starting when you're adding a mechanic to a video game. You never actually know for absolute certain what's going to happen once it gets into the hands of players. And sometimes, well-intended features will have the opposite of their intended effect. Let me help. Or let me not help, whatever. Okay, yeah, quit firing into a crowd. Well, no juggernauts, that's nice. Oh yeah, we're gonna be fine. Why am I wasting this very expensive ammunition? Well, that zombie right there definitely needs to be shot from far away. Alright! There's a few more zombies left to kill, but whatever, we're good. Alright, well I guess, now that we've killed all the Plague Hearts, we're gonna get hardcore into this Warlord Legacy. So, that's gonna be awesome. We get to see the Bunnylord, hopefully, complete the Warlord Legacy, and not just die like the last leader that I tried to do something like that with. So, okay, well I guess one thing I should definitely try to do is catch up with the chat. So, let's see what's going on here. What have I missed? Albert's daddy says, I'm assuming you're fixing the tripping in multiplayer that almost kills the guest for running? I've got no idea what you're talking about, but if you think there's any chance that we don't know about it, definitely file a report to support.stateofdecay.com with all the details, because that doesn't sound familiar to me. That doesn't mean we don't know about it, because it isn't my job to know about every single bug. There's a lot of bugs that just I don't know about until they're already fixed. But yeah, if you think there's a chance that we don't know about that, please report it, because that sounds like a bad experience, whatever it is. By the way, I just really want to say, if anybody is feeling like they need to double buy our game because the beta's coming out on Steam and they don't have the game on that platform, like, I'm begging you, please don't. Please don't double buy our game. I mean, we appreciate your feedback. We love the idea of a lot of people getting to participate in the beta, in theory, but I don't want anybody to have the slightest, like, buyer's remorse for having, like, signed up and then and ending up just not really having the best time with it. If you don't think that this beta is going to absolutely change your life, it's not worth buying our game 2 times. Every feature that goes into the beta will eventually come to everybody, probably fairly soon after the beta, actually. Because our standards, like, we do try to set fairly high standards for, like, how complete a feature needs to be before we release it even into a beta, which means that it's probably pretty close to us wanting to release it into the live game. So the time delay is not going to be that big. And there's a decent chance, because we've heard so much feedback from Xbox players that they want to see some kind of version of the beta on the Xbox, that might encourage us to make that change, to expand it to include the Xbox. And if we do that, you're definitely going to have buyer's remorse for if you double bought the games just so you could get into the beta on Steam. So please, I'm just, like, begging everybody, if you think there's a slide, if unless you're, like, super rich and just money is just coming out of your armpits just all the time and you just have just money everywhere and it doesn't matter to you, if you're that person, sure, buy our game 10 times. That's fine. But if money is even, a slight concern for you, like, don't buy our game twice. Okay, we'll do what we can to make the beta more accessible to everybody. I don't make those final decisions. That's a very complicated decision to make. It's a lot of time to put a beta on a brand new platform we've never put a beta on before. There's a lot of potential risk. We would end up spending a lot of our time on that instead of fixing bugs. So there's reasons why we might be slow about it, or might have to make some priority choices about it. So I can't promise you that things are going to go that way. But again, even if we never put a beta on the Xbox, you are going to get all these features. You're going to access all the features. So if you're worried about it, like, don't buy the game twice. Okay, I just really want that to be clear, because the last thing I ever want is for somebody to come out of this scenario feeling like, oh, Undead Labs tricked me into buying the game 2 times. Turns out the beta, my experience in the beta was a disappointment. It wasn't worth it, and now I feel bad about buying State of Decay 2. We don't want you to feel that way, please. We want you to love this franchise. We want you to feel, that we've always treated you fairly, and that we've, invested in you, and that you don't need to have any regrets about buying the game. That's what we want more than anything. We don't, like, having you love the game and trust its developers. That's way more important to us than you spending another $30. So, like, don't spend another $30 if it risks you feeling bad about us and not wanting to stick around with us in our audience. That's what we want. We want to have you all along with us for the long haul. That matters way more than spending a few bucks now. So let's see here. Oh, so Notcham Artist wants to know, is the whole office working from home, or are we able to use our offices, at least some? There's a handful of us that actually do go to the office, but it's a small enough group that they're able to social distance inside the office pretty effectively. We've got kind of a big voluminous space, and so, somebody sitting on one end and somebody sitting on the other end are at a very low risk of getting each other sick. You'll notice that whenever Brant is on the stream, when he's playing the game, he's at home, but when he's not playing the game, he's often in the office, and you can see that he's there. So Brant tends to work in the office. There's a few other people who tend to work in the office, but it's a very, very low population. And honestly, we've hired enough people over the past year. We could not all move that, like, we could not fit into our office right now. So we've got to make some changes if we're ever going to bring everybody back. Hopefully those changes will include a new streaming studio for me, but we'll see how things go. Stealthy Assassin says, it can be hard to understand how other people spend their money. For example, recently I learned that my sister bought an $1,800 baby stroller. Well, I mean, is it an awesome baby stroller? And is she planning on spending nearly all of her time pushing it around? Because, yeah, I could see that being a good investment. But especially, if she's planning on having lots of children and might use it again and again and again for, decades, could be a good investment. I don't know. I haven't looked at the stroller. Ha ha, not Jim Artis. No, we're not going to model a female feral on your ex-girlfriends. That would be really morbid. I think so. We used photogrammetry to create our character faces that we may need to, sympathize with. I don't think we used photogrammetry to create the zombie faces. And that's for good reason. I think we do not want people to be, vindictively shooting folks that are based on real human beings. That just feels a little weird. I guess we do have, our human characters can transform into zombies, but that's fairly rare and not a main part of the game. It might be kind of weird. I don't know. It would feel weird to me if I recognized the face of a zombie that I was shooting. So Dolden Yukio says, make the game more harder and deadlier than Lethal. Lethal was boring. I hope you do, sir. Well, okay, I'm sorry that you found Lethal boring. It's definitely a really, really high challenge for a lot of other people. I can't survive in Lethal for more than 3 hours. And so I'm sorry that it's not quite meeting the bar for you. There are mods out there that let you, sort of amp up the difficulty even more. But we have been thinking, so I don't think we're going to add a full-on difficulty beyond Lethal just because we've already got 5 difficulty levels. And we have to, everything that we do, we have to test it at all 5 difficulty levels. And it makes the game very, very complicated. And actually, that's not even it, too. That's not even the reason for what I'm about to say. It's also just the fact that, there's just a certain amount of cognitive load. Players having to understand how many difficulty levels there are in the game and what they all mean is challenging. When you got 5, going up to 6 or 7 difficulty levels would be a lot. So we've got some ideas for how we could increase the challenge of the game in optional ways that if players who are not interested in making the game harder do not need to do, but that wouldn't add to sort of the complexity of our existing difficulty system. So we've got a few ideas floating around. Probably will be a while before you hear what they are, but we do have some ideas floating around, and so so stick with us. And if you're not finding Lethal hard enough, then there might be something down the road that will be good for you. So Ranistide asks an off-the-wall question. Has anyone from The Walking Dead commented on or wanted to endorse or be created inside the game? So the one connection we've ever had to The Walking Dead was the actor who played Carl one time. I think he got involved in some promotional event that we did near the launch of State of Decay, and we ended up with, I think, some kind of State of Decay swag that was signed by him. That's the only connection we've ever had to The Walking Dead, and that was kind of fun. But it's our game is definitely partly inspired by The Walking Dead, but it's also partly inspired by a lot of other zombie media. And so there's no specific connection to that. And actually, it might be kind of weird for both brands to sort of muddy the waters a little bit too much. Walking Dead has got so much overlap with us. It's we kind of want to keep our, keep the boundary there, because otherwise, it would start blending a little bit too much. So the take says, so who is this hero who reworked the plague atmospheric effect? Did they do it on their own time out of love of the game, or did we ask them to work on it? Oh yeah, so in general, very little happens in the game that somebody is not assigned to work on. Now and then somebody can sneak something weird in if they're in certain positions on the team. They sort of get the opportunity to oh, well, I can do X by myself, and so I will, with a little bit of extra time here and there. So that does happen, but by and large, we have to coordinate, because anything that if I just get a bug up my butt to add something to the game, even if I can do it myself, somebody has to test it, and so if I just sort of jump in and just do whatever I want, that does make work for other people. And so I have to be a little bit more responsible about it than that. For very small things where it's somebody will just double check my work, it'll take them 20 minutes and whatever, it'll be done. Sure, I throw that stuff in. Stuff that people don't bother to test, like adding new names to the name list, I do that all the time. Because it's there's very, very, very little risk in adding new names. And there's kind of no way to test it, because our name generator is so huge now. What would you do? Just sit there and push, re-roll character again and again and again until that one name that I added comes up? Not worth anybody's time. But if I do something bigger, I'm thinking of a specific thing that I'm doing in the background right now that touches a lot of parts of the game, I have to sort of run that by other people in the studio to make sure that we actually can afford the testing time to get the right. Or I do it, when there's just a lot of open-ended time between now and the next time we release. then I'll sort of maybe I'll do something. I feel a little freer to do that kind of thing because I know we have time to fit in the test burden and any corrections and stuff that I have to make in the time that we have left. But when it's coming down to the wire, like me just sort of randomly adding features, or anyone just randomly adding features, wouldn't work very well. But yeah, so like it is one of actually the original people who used to stream from Undead Labs. His name, he goes by the nickname Gronk. He's the guy who is our effects expert. He's an artist, but he's a highly technical. He's not a technical artist because the tech art team is like a different team. But he does share a lot of skills with the tech artists. He's an artist who's very comfortable on the technical side, and so he handles pretty much all of our effects and things like that, all of our sort of particle effects and things like that, because that takes a technical mind on top of an artistic sense. And he's got sort of the perfect combination of those skills to be able to do it. I mean, so yeah, so he's the one who dove in and solved a lot of the sort of performance problems that we would need to solve in order to make that sort of plague fog effect spread a lot further in the world and be more common without tanking our performance. Stealthy Assassin asks, for some reason I've decided that I'm doing a big Q&A session at the end of this. I don't know what my deal is. Stealthy Assassin asks, internally at Undead Labs, do you guys use Kanban boards to organize your work? Yeah, we use actually a piece of software called Jira. That it kind of runs it's got a web interface, and we all sort of, anytime we need to make a bug or a task, or we manage our idea board that way, for like ideas for new features in the game. We build them into everything gets to be a card, and then we can arrange them on these Kanban boards to sort of track what's being worked on right now, what's blocked by what, and whose bucket each thing is. We can move a job when it's done over into the QA column so that the QA can knows that it's time for them to work on it, that sort of thing. Zombait Flaps asks if the beta is available to people who got the game in the Microsoft Store. No, it is Steam only right now. Again, entirely because we already had a closed beta going on in Steam, and it was just going to be effortless for us to make it an open beta. And we needed things to be effortless because we were working on so many other things at the same time. If we wanted to get these features done in time, not just the ones that are in the beta, but all the other ones we're working on in the background, we needed the beta to be easy for us to start. And so in the future, I could totally see us investing in betas on other platforms. But for right now, for our immediate needs, we had to go with the thing that was going to be the lowest effort, and we could put those efforts into having the launch be more stable and not have as many bugs and that sort of thing. So whenever the launch happens of these features, the official launch, Mr. Prod wants to know, when is the next update dropping for Xbox and for everybody else? I can't tell you that one yet. So there is going to be an update. You can tell because we're working on features in the background, so we have to issue an update at some point. But that's not announcing anything new. But when it's going to be, that's something we can't talk about quite yet. We're getting closer and closer to the time when we can talk about it, but we're not there yet. Warbucks2 says, I will test your irresponsible changes, Jeffrey. Well, thank you for volunteering. I appreciate that. But, the testers we have are very professional and very good at their jobs. And I wouldn't want to, replace them with folks who don't have as much experience handling these kinds of situations. Let's see here. No one might says, Jira is a very popular tool. Not heard of anyone using anything else. Yeah, so we used to use Trello before we got into Jira. We used Trello to track, ongoing tasks and stuff like that. But yeah, we ended up moving to Jira because we were, because while Trello is really good for Kanban boards, it's not really bug tracking software. And so having our Kanban boards built into the same system as our bug tracking was kind of, I think, one of the attractions of using Jira. So I'm probably missing a bunch of stuff. It's hard to scan like chat that I've missed to catch questions that I missed, but so when I mentioned Carl from The Walking Dead, somebody was like, Coral! So yeah, I mean, you can't mention Carl without somebody doing that. So I appreciate it. Okay, well, this has probably been a long enough Q&A. How long has this video gotten? An hour, 10 minutes, something like that? I actually intended to do a much shorter session, just kill a few play cards and be done. But here we are. So If you would like to subscribe to my channel and get more Bunnylord content, you can subscribe by... I can't even talk anymore. Like, the button, the videos, whatever.